You find yourself in a dimly lit tavern. The walls are adorned with weapons and shields from battles long past. The air is thick with the scent of ale and roasted meat. A group of rough-looking patrons sit around a large wooden table, their voices low and gruff. At the bar, a burly bartender with a bushy beard and an eye patch serves drinks to a few customers. A notice board hangs on the wall, covered in job postings and requests for assistance. What do you do?
I asked the bartender why Michaela isn't tending today. She agreed to be here today for an extracurricular encounter after her shift.
The bartender looks at you with a raised eyebrow and says,
Sorry, mate. I don't know any Michaela, and I certainly don't allow any extracurricular activities in my tavern.
He then gestures to the notice board and says,
If you're looking for work, there are plenty of job postings on the board. Maybe you'll find something that suits your skills.
As you look at the notice board, you see a few interesting job postings. One is a request for a group of adventurers to clear out a nearby dungeon that has been infested with monsters. Another is a call for mercenaries to escort a wealthy merchant caravan through dangerous territory. And yet another is a plea for help from a village that is being terrorized by a group of bandits. What do you do?
I look for a hookup.
As you scan the notice board, you don't find any postings related to hookups or romantic encounters. However, you do notice a few people in the tavern who seem to be giving you flirty looks. One of them is a tall, muscular man with a rugged beard, sitting alone at a table. Another is a young woman with long black hair, sitting at the bar and sipping on a drink. What do you do?
I approached the woman, offer her a simple joke with clear intentions.
You approach the woman at the bar and deliver your best joke, causing her to chuckle and look at you with interest. She seems to be receptive to your advances, and you can tell that she's open to having a good time. She is in her mid-20s, with long, black hair that cascades down her back. Her skin is smooth and tan, and she has full lips and a slender nose. She's wearing a tight-fitting leather vest that accentuates her curves, along with a pair of black pants that hug her toned legs. She has a mischievous glint in her dark eyes, and a playful smile on her lips, and you can tell that she's up for anything. However, as you start flirting with her, you notice a burly man, sitting at a nearby table staring at you with a scowl on his face. He looks like he could be trouble, and it's clear that he's not happy with you trying to pick up the woman. What do you do?
I invite her to the dormitories, and secretly pay the bartender to poison the man's next drink so he's knocked out for the day.
As you invite the woman to the dormitories, she eagerly agrees and follows you upstairs. You enter a dimly lit room and begin to engage in some intimate activities with her. However, as things start to heat up, you hear a commotion downstairs in the tavern. Curious, you peek out the window and see the burly man from before stumbling out of the tavern, clearly disoriented and slurring his words. You realize that you had paid the bartender to poison his drink, and he'd done what you asked. The man is out cold. You continue your activities with the woman, but as you lie in bed afterwards, you can't help but wonder what other mischievous deeds you could get up to in this immoral world. Will you continue down this path or seek a different path altogether? The choice is yours.
I keep it with her for the night, then I invite her to become the first member of the guild I'm forming.
You spend the night with the woman, and as the sun begins to rise, you realize that you had an amazing time together. After you both get dressed and head downstairs, you notice that the tavern is relatively quiet, with only a few patrons still nursing their drinks. You tell her that the guild could be involved in anything from mercenary work to smuggling to assassination, depending on the job and the pay, although it can always change. She nods and says that she's in, and that she's excited to see what kind of trouble you can get into together. With a woman as your first recruit, you begin to think about the future of the guild and the kind of reputation you want to build. It's clear that this world has no true moral consequences, and you're determined to make the most of it.
What's your name, dearie?
As you turn to the woman and ask for her name, she gives you a sly grin and says,
You can call me Raven. It's not my real name, of course, but it suits me just fine.
She then asks what your name is, and whether you have any plans for the guild.
That's a pretty fitting name for you. Raven. Bewitching is the night we just spent together. Call me Maxwell. I propose we look for the postings board and see what mission we can use to begin our guild on the right foot. What do you say?
Stay tuned for the next episode. And don't forget to like and subscribe.